I'm Henry Fenby-Taylor from Colour Urban Design Limited, and I work with Teesside University. I'm a bit more of a BIM evangelist today, not always every day, I've got to say, but I'm going to be here talking about how BIM can be done outside of the building. I do a lot of things, so as you can see, I have my fingers in lots of pies, which keeps me very, very busy. And I'm currently writing the BIM book for landscape architects and external works, which is really important, because that is going to enable me to kind of show the path, not like an instruction guide, but let people kind of move forwards into BIM. As you can see, I am very busy, so getting all these things done is a bit of a strain on my time, but it's all right, there's 24 hours in a day, so it's plenty of time. Okay, I'm just going to wait for the slide to move on. I haven't practiced this at all. Can BIM work outside the building? I think there is a lot of questions, certainly in landscape architecture, civil engineering and geotechnical engineering. Various people I've spoken to have issues with trying to make BIM work for them. And I think part of the problem is they don't know what BIM is. So really it's about taking them by the scruff of the neck and saying, yes, it can work. Yes, you can do BIM. But now we need to kind of have a conversation about what is BIM? What is BIM to you? Where do you fit in with BIM? BIM for me, as a landscape architect, is a design process. It's about embedding information and it's about pushing it through. But everyone has a place. Suppliers have a place. They can put information into models that can then be used to do sustainability and cost analysis. It's all about finding your niche, not trying to do everything, unless you're a main contractor, in which case you do have to do everything, but I'm just glad I'm not in that position myself. So you need to know where your position is in the life cycle, which really means talking to a lot of people. Talking to them and seeing what is it that you want, what do you do, but then actually being a bit proactive after that. So you've asked your questions, how can we help, what can we do? And then it's about going away, speaking to the right people and looking at what you can do. Now, so what can we do? We can use the same processes. This is a word cloud from the PAS 1192-2 standard, and as you can see, one word comes out above every other word, and I think that's really kind of indicative of what we're trying to achieve. The common data environment is essentially, for the simplest version is, it's Google Drive, and the most complex version is that it's a kind of important administrative tool, basically, for managing information, and we can all use that. But the question is it appropriate? Should we be using a common data environment? I don't know. We can exchange information. Here is the kind of archetypal Kobe that everyone sees. But for me, I'm more, I think you need to be pragmatic. You need to look at what information do we have, what do people need, why do they need it, and how will they use it? You need to ask questions, you need to talk to people, and then you can also engage with the program. So you can engage with the BIM Level 2 program, find out where it is that you fit in. Landscape architecture can essentially, this is a design process, landscape architecture can fit in with this and then into the handover with construction and into kind of government soft landings. So that's very much kind of the process side of things, sharing information and doing things and kind of making sure that we're all working in a standardized way. But we can also innovate, and I think that's something that that people often have trouble getting to grips with. And there are lots of things that we can do, and I think perhaps it's a question of talking to the right people within our organizations who have the passion, using the technology that we have available. There's lots of free technology out there that can be used, and it may not be something that, you know, that I can't use, someone else can, or someone else has got time, or we can kind of appoint someone or talk to someone and just kind of engage with the community about, right, what can we do? How can we kind of get one of these many millions of BIM benefits? And then have a play around with it. It's really, so much can be learned from a BIM process and BIM technology by just having a bit of fun and just getting in amongst it and breaking it as many times as you possibly can. And the more times you break it, the more times you'll get it to work. And it's not going to be perfect for everyone. And one of the biggest challenges is exchanging information between different consultants. You'll often find that there are ways of exchanging data, and where you need to exchange data, you need to really look at the process, speak to the right people, view the right YouTube channels, and get that information shared between the professions. And then take a step back. Take a step back at what you've done, scale it up, and go for the bigger content, go for the dream, really. BIM is a dream. It is so many different people's dreams that it's hard to kind of see how it all comes together. But we do that by working together. Embed data. Embedding information within, I mean, this is within Revit, so this is a kind of a traditional, almost traditional BIM technique, but there are so many ways of making sure that the information that you provide and the information that you need gets into a project. So what do you actually need to do? I think this is a process that will vary from company to company, and I'm going to address this in the forthcoming book. And it will depend on the scale of your organisation and you know, kind of your internal processes. What can we do now? You need to set objectives, really. You need to set realistic objectives and you need to review them. BIM is something that is, certainly when you're beginning your journey, it's quite intangible. It's certainly a thing that's out there, and you'll begin with this vision, and it will be all grand and lovely. But then as you go on, you'll actually start to think, actually, I'm not really sure that was the right question that we were asking, that the right thing that we were going for. And document that, so that when you are coming to review your objectives, you can kind of see your own progression as a company and as an individual going forward, because that's really where you'll learn the most. Sharing information. This is without a doubt the most important thing. There are a lot of people willing to give you information for free in the BIM world. It's a bit like the open data revolution that happened elsewhere, certainly with kind of really pioneered by Google and open source. Get amongst it, share information, talk to people, ask questions, and stay positive. It is something that can be done. I know it can be done because, well, I'm not saying we're perfect, but we're moving forward, we have achievements, and we're getting there. It's a positive story. We can do BIM. We just need to make sure that we take it one step at a time and we ask the right questions. Thank you.